Hello, welcome back to Sharon from Vivid Days. It's such a beautiful sunny day. I am going to be channeling the beach and the outdoors and the ocean, so I hope you come on this journey with me. I will be doing a similar kind of process as the one I did before for my first Resin beach theme, which has had such a positive sort of review. So I will be on a 24 by 24 inch canvas, which is by Dahl and Rowney. I'm going to be working on my easel to map that out, but I will be using similar kind of colour schemes, the acrylic paints underneath, and then come back with the resin on top and use the colours in that I used before just to help to capture that movement. So I'm hoping that I am able to replicate the beauty and simplicity of this, but one that really makes you feel that you're by the seaside or the beach. I'm surrounding myself with some of my older oil painting beach. So this one is called Australia. You can see this on my website and on my Facebook page. It's called Australia. It's done with oils and it's a beautiful lazy kangaroo. The kangaroo was sculpted just by a palette knife and using just tones and colour to give you that interpretation of what it is. I do have prints available in that, so if you are interested, contact me. I'm also going to surround myself by this one, which is called Daydreaming, and this one I did in the winter in Australia, which is not really that much of a winter, but I was feeling the need to imagine my parent coming over to see me, parents. So this was my mum sat on a chair looking out into the Indian Ocean. Again, this one was done with oils, and I do have prints available if you are interested. But if you want a closer look, make sure you do go over to my website or my Facebook page. The exciting part today is I'm going to be test driving some new resin called Amazing Clear Cast. So I will let you know how that goes and how it feels to work with, and I'll show you the results. So all the ingredients and colours and materials I'll be using will be in my description, so make sure you do click that and have a little look at that, because the most common thing you get asked is what you're using, and I am trying to provide you that information throughout the process. If you follow the whole video, you'll be able to see that. So hopefully we will have a relaxing time together and you will feel like you are by the outdoors and the ocean. Have the most amazing day. Hi, so I just wanted to explain what I'm doing. Earlier today you saw me starting this piece, but I tried it in such a small time frame that I had to work. I had to be at work in an hour, and the temperature in this area just got so hot, so I got myself a little bit flustered, but I finished work. I'm back here to correct this. This is still the base, so I'm going to go back here and just make my ocean undercoat a little bit more how I wanted it. So this is going to be a bit more helicopter view than the one before, so I just need to bring the tones right properly, but I'm relaxed, I'm in a happy place. I've got lots of artificial light around me, but I'm hoping that you'll still be able to see what I'm doing and what I'm trying to achieve in, or should I say to achieve. So I will fast forward again now and just get into the flow of creating this, and then tomorrow hopefully I'll have time to do the resin and upload my video, and hopefully it'll be another tranquil piece of nature. Have the most wonderful evening, and let's get on with this. Hi, welcome back. You're with Sharon from Vivid Days. I have finished my acrylic pour, and what I am going to do tonight is use my resin, and I will use my clear resin, but I will add the tones of acrylic paint that is underneath and hopefully create a real sense of movement and depth with some overspilling onto the sand area. So there's a little bit more sand on this one here, but hopefully it will capture it beautifully. So I made sure it is level. A little concerned because I put cardboard underneath the canvas to try and keep it flat so it doesn't sag in the middle, but you see these lines here, but I think that will be okay. Like I said, I've leveled it. I am going to be using these colours, so it will graduate out with my Dial and Rowney, which is the ultramarine. Such a beautiful depth of colour, that one. This will be my cerulean blue, Dial and Rowney. I will have tones of green in the depth and coming forward, which are both by Pebbles. One is called Emerald and one is called Blue Iridescent, so that will be more of the foreground. So two beautiful colours. And the foreground will have more of the cyan, which is the opaque, and the iridescent blue-green, which are both from Pebbles. I am going to be using a whole new resin on this piece, which I'm quite excited to test, which is Amazing Clear Cast. So I'll let you know how I feel this goes. Normally I work with Mastercast, and I love Masterclass, but I've run out of supplies of that, and I also wanted to experiment with a different brand and see how that feels to work with. I am going to be using some artist sand, and I'm going to add that and see if that gets it to look even more real. I was thinking and contemplating putting some pebbles in here and also some moss, but because I've drawn my feet in the sand, the depth is going to be really out, I believe, on this piece. So maybe on the next piece what I will do is add shells and stones and then build my ocean around it so I get the correct depth. I have, however, got some of these shells and I have crushed them because you don't want these massive shells on the beach. So I've put some in here, roller pinned over it and crushed it, and I'm hoping that if I scatter some around, which is an idea from my partner Neil, it should get you the feeling that you're really walking with that shale on the sand. So we'll see if I feel I've mixed enough of that on. So I will be mixing up 600 ml of resin, and I'm going to only apply my acrylic to each piece of resin as I need it, because I have found with acrylic there is a danger if you put the wrong amount in, it can cause a chemical reaction and cause it to set a lot easier. So by just applying it at the time I need it, I'm hoping that I shouldn't waste any resin and get to bring it over. The only thing else I should mention is with my acrylic white I will be using some casting craft. That's what I used last time around where the ocean meets the sand. So I believe I will do 2 layers on this, but there's 2 layers and not going to be for the full canvas. So the beach part should be finished today and the first layer of the ocean should be, but when this is dried I'm going to come back and add a little bit more foam on the top of it all and probably get that to phase just a little bit here and see if that adds to the depth. But I've got an idea in my mind, let's see if that will work. I might find that this layer of resin is all I need, but let's go on this journey, have the most amazing evening, and when this is all set I'll make sure I take some photos. But we are chasing the daylight, so hopefully you can see clear enough what I am doing. First thing I've noticed is there is definitely a different odour to Mastercast, which you would imagine. It smells slightly stronger, but I don't know if that's because I'm so used to smelling. They are supposed to both be low order. It flows into the tub really, really nice. It's got that nice clear consistency. Doesn't feel as thick as Mastercast. So let's see. You have between 30 to 40 minutes working window for this. It still takes 18 to 24 hours to fully cure, but if you do want to add a second layer, you can add that second layer in as short a time as 4 to 6 hours. And then I'm going to apply some of my clear resin to the beach area, just so that I know I have enough for that. And then I'm going to apply a thin bit of sand over it. I've added my ultramarine blue, just stirring that in. Got these beautiful cups that were recommended by Miriam with a Y, Miriam's Nature. Silicone cup, and she said it changed her life, so I am going to see if it's going to change my life. So I think the belief of this is that you can pour it in the shape you want, and they're very forgiving and not a lot of clearing out. You just let your resin dry, but she used it with clear, so I'm curious to see, will I get the same with the blue? So coming in with my deep blue. Now I am coming in with my cerulean blue, just mixing that around. I'm going to bring that slightly more forward and pull that through the green, but I do want to keep the dark green near where the blue is there. And it's mixed in beautifully. Definitely is a stronger odour with this amazing clear cast. I can feel it at the back of my throat. It's got a ventilated area. And my partner's even shut the door, so I'm taking it that the smell's going through there. Alright, let me torch for bubbles. Alright, so I can see a few bits in here, so I need to get those out. Big hair there. Okay, I'm going to use my fingers to put this over where it needs to be everywhere. Very lightly dust. Trying to keep it away from the wet area of where the sand would be, and just make it look like it's textured. So I probably will have to go over this with more resin, just so that it sticks and that. Hi, welcome back to Sharon from Vivid Days. This is totally cured, just got back from work, so excited to still see this. Absolutely in love with this piece. So I'm starting with the bottom left corner here. I'm so glad I put the acrylic underneath, and so glad that I came in with some sand. It really gives you that feeling of wet and movement, and it's just been washed up, and it bleeds out into this beautiful blue and then goes deeper, and lots of waves just coming in. It's just exquisite. And then if we come down to the middle, it's where most of the ocean is piling in. See different waves and textures. Sorry, this high reflection. And down into the corner, I did get rid of most of my feet, unfortunately, but that wasn't intentional. But I do know that I can come back and add that. The only problem with that is perspective of what you're going to do, if you want it to be fairly realistic. But it is done in, so I definitely have to come back in with a clear coat. So I'm going to sand it down and that and just apply very thin clear coat. I love how the resin's dried. It actually feels a bit harder than Mastercast. The only downside is because I did it at night time and it didn't have really great light, for whatever reason there's so many dust particles settled in it, and normally I don't have an issue with that, but it is today. So I will make sure I just wipe it down and put that very thin coat of resin. I think you get a better view from it this way, but I hope that you love this piece, the different depth that you're getting in there and the colours and movement, and I hope you get a sense that you are on holiday or at the beach. Finish off with that. That's my favourite angle there. Just looks like it's a real beach, and again here lapping in. Yeah. Have the most wonderful evening, and remember, if you like my art or videos, thumbs up, subscribe and share, help me get my art out there. And if you do want to commission piece, I do commissions, and if you do want to purchase any of my work, originals or prints, make me aware. But have the most wonderful evening. We're about to have a heat wave in England. I know, England and heat wave, but according to the weather forecast, we're going to have one, so I'm imagining that I'm going to be churning out a lot of these beautiful beaches to remind me of being on holiday. Have a wonderful day.